This I did. Okay, so just to let you guys know who I am, my name is Gwen Thomas, and I've been a practitioner for I don't know what 30 years, something like that. Anyway, I'll be pushing 60, so it's been a long time. So I'm on the phone with a friend of mine because we're kind of working out the kinks here on how to do this, how to do a live broadcast and do a podcast, which I've never really done a lot of podcasts. But so I'm on the YouTube channel, and earlier this evening we were kind of working out how to do it up on Facebook, which I've done a few. So I am now trying to see how I can do this and answer questions um, on the YouTube channel. So if you have a question and you just happen to be watching, ask a question, and I see my friend. All right, so this is working. So hey, Michelle, I can see that you're here, and do you have a question? So let's. I know she does. So we'll see if she has the same question that she had on Facebook. Actually, no, ask something different just in case the cards don't say the same thing. No, seriously, we're gonna have some fun here. So, so this is the Insight Institute deck. If you ever have it, it's actually a really valuable deck. So, it's from the 1930s, and it was a competitor to the Rider Waite at the time in England. And there weren't that many decks out there. Now there are a ton of tarot decks. You like cats? We have Bacon Cats. If you like dogs, there's a dog deck, and there's a ton of oracle decks, and there's lots of decks out there. So basically, I'm going to be doing a podcast once a week on Wednesday evening, sometime after 6, depending on who's in the store and what the traffic flow is like. But it'll be sometime in the evening, not later than 8, I don't think, and then if it is later than 8, I'm just going to look like I'm burnt. So anyway, this is going up. Oh, should we do ghost hunting together? Yes, we should. We should do some ghost hunting together, but I'm going to ask that from the tarot deck because that's I got to do that. Oh, and I shuffled in the blank. Don't want to shuffle in the blank. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do ghost hunting, but not right now. So I'm going to shuffle the deck, and I am doing it like this. Shuffling it in, and I'm doing a 3-card spread. Now, I've already cut the deck, and I've already done all these things, and I don't really need to cut the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Question is, should we, and I know Michelle, do ghost hunting? So first card is the Wands. It's not right side up. Then the next one is the 4 of Wands. So this is a lot of wands. And then the last one is the 10 of Cups. All right, so ghost hunting. We should do it, but I don't think we should do it right at the moment. I just did the 52 card pickup, only it's a 78 card deck. The 4 of Wands would be the first. Wands is business. Now I'm going to duck down here because I just dropped my cards. Oh, this is so professional of me. I did. I dropped them. I love dropping cards on when I'm doing something like this. It's fun. There's half the deck. Actually, fortunately, I did not drop all the cards. I just dropped some of the cards. So if those of you who ever watch this video, you can laugh because I'm not named Grace, which is a really good thing. Because if my name was Grace, it would have been the worst name possible for me to ever get because I am just not. I'm not even graceful. Okay, so now there's 2 more in front of me. I didn't drop the whole deck, which is good because unlike a card deck, there are 78 cards in a tarot deck. So you know that old game of 52 card pickup? It's 78 card pickup. So here we go. The 4 of Wands would be kind of like, well, the cheat sheet says legacy by loss because it's like you gain something, but you lose something. And then this is the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is, it's really like you're purchasing a house or something. So there's really nothing for me to gain to do ghost hunting right now, but I really do like it. So in other words, like it's old news on the business end because I've done it. It's I'm not really going to necessarily gain anything because it's sort of something that I already do. And then the 10 of Cups means that like I'm not it's not like going to make me feel really good to do it, probably because it's not right side up. So, but I do ghost hunting, and Michelle knows this. And why do I do ghost hunting? I do it because a lot of times somebody has a problem. And so if they have a problem, you need to help them with the problem. And the more you understand it, the more capable you are of being actually able to help people. Oh, and how about clearing houses? I do clear houses, you know that. I don't do it very often. I only do it if someone really needs me to do it. And I don't do it very often because I don't get asked a lot. That's probably why. I often will refer out to somebody if I think they're in a better state. I like to show people how to do it themselves. In other words, at the store, I carry a lot of sage, and my store is Avalon Vision. So at the store, I carry sage. I carry crystals. I can help people learn how to use the sage to keep the space clear. Here at the store, we have a couple of ghosts here. They're very nice. One of it's like we all have sort of seen and felt them. Um, but they're not like stuck, and they're very protective. So we don't mind our ghosts. I don't have any issues at my house in the way of ghosts. I think occasionally I've seen the cat ghost, but that's more of a thing. So I do kind of like that. I do kind of not mind being in places that's really haunted. If it's a bad haunting, I will get nauseous. You didn't know that, did you? Huh, I get nauseous. Yep. If I'm in a space that's really negative, it will make me feel kind of physically sick. If someone's really sad, I will feel this rush of sad emotion. So, so it depends on what we have to do. If you're going to clear a house, there's a lot of tools to use. And sometimes the people that live in the house don't really want the house to be cleared, and then it's like about 1,000 times harder to clear. And sometimes it takes more than one go at it. So, yeah. And I don't have a whole lot of time. So if somebody really asks me to do that, I will go and do it. But they have to be kind of cooperative. But do you want me to? Okay, so how about clearing houses? Let's take a look at this because I might get stuck having to do that for somebody who came in not too long ago. But I think she's kind of capable of doing it herself. So, let's see where I put that up there. I don't want to knock it over again. Picking up one round of picking up the deck is I don't need to bend over and pick up the tarot deck. So twice. All right. So here we go. It's going to do this. So cutting the deck, 3-card spread. Okay, here we go. That's really throwing it in there. So first one is the Tower. Okay, so it's upside down. I understand that. Then there's the right side up, Wheel of Fortune, and King of Swords. So actually that's interesting. So in the past, as far as clearing houses go, I'm usually pretty successful. It does knock the crap out of whatever is there. The Tower, some people would read that differently, but it's my deck. I'm familiar with it. I read it as if there's a problem in a house, I go in there and I knock it out. I go pretty thoroughly, and I do the whole take the sage. And by the way, there's a video here on my channel that is how to use sage. Watch it. You go up and down, with the sage. You go in the drawers, and then you can lock out the windows. Anyway, it's pretty effective. That's one thing. Also, too, you want to kind of like ask the spirits to please go where they belong and send them to where they belong, wherever that is, not there. So what happens and why don't I do it too often? Well, this is the ups and downs of business. I have in my possession this lovely little cheat sheet. because I use this deck when I do readings, and because there's no pictures on this deck except for in the major arcana or the face cards. See, most of the cards are kind of like this. It's hard for people to understand what it is. So I printed out a cheat sheet, and if you go to the 10 of the major arcana, you can see that it's change of fortune. Well, it's also the ups and downs of business. So the change of fortune up and down of business means that I'm not always available to clear a house. I don't always get a chance to go out and do that because I usually don't have time to do it. So if it's a real problem, I'll go out, but I often don't charge to do that. So pretty much I don't charge to do that. So I only go when it's a real emergency and somebody really, really, really needs my help. The end result is the King of Swords. And if you go over here to the King of Swords, it says wise but severe. I don't know, can you see that? Okay, I'm flipping the camera off. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Everybody can laugh now. Wise but severe. Okay, so that is somebody that says, I understand what needs to happen and this needs to happen. And so when I do need to go and do something like that, I do it, I get it done, and that's it. And that is, but if you wanted to go with me to clear houses, Michelle, I will go if you know someone who needs a house clearing. Because you're local, and local is good. And no, I'm not going to travel across the country to do that. If I had to travel to go clear a house, aha, I see that Yoli is here, and I know who that is. Hello, Yolanda. And Yolanda's another one of our readers at the store. I think actually Michelle is one of our readers too. She's been a teacher for decades, and Yolanda is arts and crafty. We're all arts and crafty here at Avalon Visions. And so we all do different things. Some of us, like Michelle, reads more through physical touch. She used to do therapeutic massage. I met her when she was doing that through my osteopath's office. Actually, she lived in the neighborhood. And Yolanda is an arts and crafts specialist, and she's been in the SoCal Santa Cruz area for a long, long time. And the cool thing is that we have this absolute kind of connection in our community. We've been here a long time. I operate the oldest, longest running metaphysical shop. Oh, Michelle, I'm going to shut the phone off. I just realized it's still on. You're probably getting echo. So I'm shutting off the phone, but I'm still here, and I know you're still there because I can see you on the feed. It's interesting because I haven't done this as a live podcast. I've done a lot of like recorded podcasts and a lot of different types of things, and I like to wander around the store with my camera. In January, well, December 31st, we flooded, so I did a lot of videos that are up on the Avalon Visions Facebook page, and some of them will be transferred over to the YouTube page so people can actually see what really happened. Floods are not good. Michelle just went through one. Yolanda luckily didn't go through a flood, so actually we kind of went through it here, but it was about this much water in the back of the shop and about this much in the front, and it came up and it went down. So the ghosts here were good to us, as I like to say, because actually about 40 years ago, there was would have been about this deep inside. I'm sitting down. So, that would have finished me off. I would not be doing this right now if that had happened. So that's a good thing. But what I'm doing now, and Yolanda, if you want to ask a question too, text it over here. I can see it in the corner. So what I'm doing is I'm actually answering questions, and I don't have a clue as to, there's a little plus button that says answer viewer questions live. So start a Q&A. So live questions. Here we go. I'm actually trying to figure this all out. So if you're watching this later, this is our trial run. So live questions, and then it doesn't say things. Questions. Let's see here. Live questions, and I go over to this Edge participants. Pop out chat. Here we go. Is that pop out chat? You can pin a message. No, I don't really want pop-out chat. I'm trying to, participants, here we go. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to go back to, how do we do this? What did I do? Okay, type a question in, and if there's a, I don't know if I, live chat, all questions are visible. Answer viewers' questions live. There we go. Here we go. So try and type in a question if you're on here, and or I can go to the live chat. Here we go. Well, the live chat comes back. Oh, here we go. Okay, live chat works. Here we go. Ha, Yolanda, should I learn and become a curandera? I'm always going to probably say yes to that, but now I'm going to take the tarot deck out and I'm going to take a look. And again, this is the Insight Institute Tarot deck, which is about 100, well, it's about 90 years old, this deck. It's from the 1930s, and this is 2023, so, you know, it's pretty darn old. Anyhow, so this is the deck I use when I'm here at the shop doing readings. I actually have its twin at home. So I'm going to do the 3-card spread, and the first card I pull is the 3 of Swords. This is the past. The second card I pull is the Compassionate card. Oh my, she's quite nice. That would be the, well, I'll go through this in a second. That's our Star card. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Now, this is an interesting spread. Yolanda, you got an interesting question. So, you look at the past, this is the 3 of Swords. Now, on my little cheat sheet, I like to use this. I should probably get a better copy in order to be more visible when I do this up here. But because there's no pictures on this, it's hard to visualize what the card means. So when I'm doing a reading for somebody, I just go like I point. So you go over here to the 3 of Swords. What I have done is I've done the numbers and the kind of the what the number tends to mean, and then I do it across the suits. So I come down here to the 3, and then I work my way across from the swords. So this one, the 3 of Swords, if you're looking at the decks, like the Rider-Waite deck, you're going to see a heart with the swords going through it, because it actually means kind of a divorce or separation. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a divorce. And this is the past. Now, so if you were divorced, Yolanda, this would be a card indicating that, but that's not what the question is. So you look at what the question is. The question is, should I learn and become a curandera? Well, it looks like as if sometime in your past, you were heading into that path. Well, curanderas come in all forms, don't they? You know, when you're doing arts and crafts and you're working with herbs and you're making things in the kitchen, you're a little bit of the curandera end. And you know, it's basically curandera is a Mexican witch. Yeah, am I right about that? I mean, and you're Hispanic. You're from that neck of the woods, and that's in your soul. That's in your being. So you've done it. You just maybe haven't been doing it lately for various different reasons. Which, you know, I know you, so I would say I can understand why. Now, the Star card is you here now, and if I go over here, this is a major arcana. So in my little cheat sheet, I went down here to the major arcana and I wrote them all out because I like to keep my cards in a box. And if I go over here to the 10, it's 14, 15, this is number 17, right? So this is the Roman numeral. So you get your 10, your 5, and your 2. 10, 5, and 2 is 17. So I come down here and I look over here, the star, and it's hope, faith, peace, and truth. That's the little cheat sheet. Can you see that over here? This is the 18. Where is the 17? Hope, faith, peace, and truth. So what does that mean to me? Well, to me, that means you're in a good spot, you're in a hopeful spot, you're having peace around what you're doing, and you're learning to speak your truth. And your truth is probably more towards the curandera age. It's who you are. You're not a child anymore. Your kids are grown, and you're holding that wisdom. Now, for the 9 of Pentacles, again, not an easy deck to read, and it's hard to find a deck like this. Is a lot like the Marseille deck, where it's you don't see the little pictures. pictures are easier to clue you in, but it's also imagery that you may or may not relate to. So this gets to the meat of it. This is the 9 of Pentacles. So again, coming over here, I'm coming down to the 9. The 9 is like a hopeful outlook. But what is the hopeful outlook when it comes to that? Well, 9 of Pentacles is money, pentacles and diamonds. You get your minor arcana suit are the basically it's diamonds are pentacles, cups are hearts, wands are clubs, and spades are swords. So you're looking at the minor suit, which still plays today in a deck of cards. So over here, you're going to spend on associates when you're coming down at the night. So have you ever heard that phrase? It takes money to make money, Yolanda. Have you ever heard that? Because taking money to make money is what spending on associates is. So what would that mean for you? Well, the first thing that popped into my mind, and I know you, is spending on some signage. So you might want to get a sign. And you're saying Spanish decks. Yes, getting some Spanish language decks in the store would be a good idea. But those are available online always, and I'm always able to special order something. The 9 of Pentacles means that if you chose to go out and do this, you might have to put out a little advertising. You might have to maybe do some learning, but if you do, you're probably going to meet with success because it's Pentacles. So it's kind of like you're doing something that's hopeful, and it's probably and when you have that, you incorporate that into what it is that you're doing. So so I would say if you decide to go that route, however deeply you tread into that, you'll probably meet with some success. And that's how you do a 3-card spread with that stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to actually bring people in onto this live stream. So so when I am done with this, I'm going to save it up to the YouTube channel, and then I'll like simultaneously broadcast it. And I'll try to load it up to Facebook so that, people can see what we're doing here. But I'll probably do it from the Avalon Visions things. But so was that so did that work for you, Yolanda? Kind of see how that is? Yes, she says thanks. So I'm going to try to play while you guys are on here, since you guys are the only 2 people and I know you. So let's see if I go manage on this thing. It doesn't really do this. Add a reaction, engage with your audience. It says engage with your audience, start a poll, click. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's fun. Anyway, so the questions, the live questions and answers is go to channel. I don't know what to do here, but I think that this is going to be like an interesting format, because apparently, and just so you guys know, since I know you guys are doing some similar things, or you're thinking about it, when I'm looking at my screen here, I see me, which fortunately I had a good hair day, the hair. Anyway, off to the right hand side of my screen, there is there's basically a bar here that shows what I'm looking at. Now, I think there's a way to actually put on let's see, it says pop out dashboard. Nope, that's not what I need to do. It says send feedback. I thought that I had it says I don't have access to this feature. What is that? I don't know what that is. But there's a lot of, oh, great, thank you. You always look wonderful too, Michelle. It's the new lighting. I like it a lot better. I I replaced, so for those of you who watch this later, if you see this, I actually had, I recently replaced my overhead light because I moved my desk so that I could see out my office doors. I have two doors in here, and I was facing one of them, and it was sort of like I kept on getting trapped behind my office desk. And so I made it so I can exit two different ways. I'm a Leo, so like not getting cornered is probably a good thing for me. And then I don't mind, like I can see, I like to look out my window. That was the reason I put the desk over there. But if I'm on my computer, I can see the window in my screen because it's kind of like a little bit of a mirror. So I don't feel bad about having my back to the window. I'm still looking out the doors. So yeah, so I moved it. And so when I moved it, the light was like this, and it was one of those big bright, like it wasn't fluorescent, it was a big LED, long LED light thingy, office style. And it's kind of ugly, and I like nicer lighting. So so I didn't like that light. And I intended to replace it with like a round one that has a fan on it, little like an inserted fan. I really like it anyway. And then of course I was doing some repairing and remodeling and stuff, and there was another one of those same lights in the kitchen. And the same reason that I dropped my card deck in front of you all, wherever you may be in the future, is the same reason that I hit my head on the light fixture cover and dropped it. And I don't even know, it kind of went down fast. Actually, Michelle was there when that happened, and I tried to catch it, but it just kept going. And so I had to replace the cover. And if you ever try to replace one of those plastic light covers, like the light cover itself is, like $50. So, it was time to replace this light anyway. I did, because I just moved it. I was like staring at the bright light, anyway. Now this is a nice light. I like this light. So anyway, so that's the thing about the light. So thank you. And if you have, do you guys have any more questions on any level? So I don't understand why it says start Q&A. Oh, well, I guess the Q&A is already up there. So it has this weird go to channel. It's like go to channel. So I'm going to hit go to channel. I might lose you guys, but okay, no, it's still streaming. I guess it's still streaming. Did it still stream when I went to channel? Anyway, I have, again, almost no idea. When will Kate get married? Oh, come on. Katie getting married? Isn't she still a child? No, wait, she's not. Kate. All right. So, okay, so generally speaking, that's going to be like hard to do. Let's see here. I think I'm down to just you. Let's see here. All righty. I'm going to I know she's 26. She's so cute, though. Let's see. When will Kate get married? Okay, so the first card is the Eight of Swords in reverse. The second card is Page of Pentacles. And the third card is, I like this card. This is my favorite card. It's on my little business cards for my tarot readings. That's the Strength card. All right, so she's probably not going to do it anytime soon because that's more of an older card. So the Eight of Swords, and it's in reverse. Go over to the 8, expenditure, and you go over here. So she doesn't want to go with someone that doesn't have a good reputation, and that's in her past. So she is looking for somebody that is really like a cool guy with a good reputation and nice. And currently, this is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is not, he's kind of, right now, she's with somebody that doesn't like to spend money. See that? He's a spendthrift guy. So she wants somebody that's going to spend a little money on her, and she doesn't want to spend money on them. I get that. And now we go to the Strength card. The strength is the major arcanus. So it's the number 11 in this deck. It doesn't follow some of the other card decks, do a different one. She's the enchantress. This is the enchantress in my deck. It's the enchantress. It's also the strength. So the enchantress likes to be single for a while. She's somebody that likes to tame wild beasts. She might get married in a few years, but right now she's out there taming the beasts. And she probably wants to keep it that way, even if she toys with the idea of it. So I would say let her be the enchantress. That kid is drop dead beautiful, and I know she's 26. I think I remember when she was like 6. So she's drop dead gorgeous, and she's going to be the enchantress for a little while. And she might, if she does get married, she's still going to want to carry that energy. So hopefully she'll wait a couple of years, 2 or 3, or maybe she toys with it. Maybe she sets up the wedding and, doesn't quite get it out there for another couple of years. I'd like to see her wait maybe a year or 2. But you know what? It's the thing. When she's ready, she is going to do it just like that. So she's a stubborn kid. But your Auntie Quinn's going to have to be there. Yep. You know that. So yeah, she's a beauty. Okay. So what I'm going to do is you must have grandbabies. I know, especially those with big eyes like Kate. Oh my God. Kate is beautiful. So like I'm doing this first podcast is with, obviously going to be watched by people that I know. and so for those who actually see this at a later date, her daughter is gorgeous. I mean, I would have loved to look like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off, and I am going to be back on Wednesday nights to do this. I don't know how to pull someone else on screen, but I apparently have figured out how to get the live chat thing functional. If I do a podcast that is recorded, it may be that we do it through a Zoom meetup where there's other participants, and I'm going to try to work on how to do that. I know that we're going to do some of the podcasts, not for this psychic fair, that we do psychic fairs on the second Sunday of every month, and the psychic fairs are physically here in SoCal. And so those are actually, oh, my cell phone is ringing, and that's Bonnie. I'll have to call Bonnie back because I am still here. So anyway, the psychic fairs will have people. We'll put a video up, and the videos will be out and about for like on what we're doing outside, so you can see them. But then we'll also do a pre-podcast with interviews. I'll be working with the Rotafair. With Salazar Della Porte from the Rotapair. So those will be out ahead of the psychic fairs, but not before this one, because neither one of us has time to do that. So check in. And Michelle, I'm going to end the stream, but ciao, and I'm going to call Bonnie back, then I'm going to call you back, because this was fun. And have a wonderful day. There we go.